Winter is a beautiful time of the year to take incredible portraits, but often when it comes to editing, you might have to do it slightly different than what you would do with the colors and with the edit for the rest of the year. And today we will show you our winter edits. Okay, so this picture I actually took last week. It was, this is my daughter, and it was really, 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 really cold outside. I think it was minus 29 Celsius degrees. So I put what do you call it? Like the engine heater, like the cable that you connect the car with. So like I always have to use it in winter, but I was using it for 4 hours before we were leaving, and the car still barely started. That's how cold it was. It's
Oh, I feel cold just hearing about this.
I know it was. This is when you don't have anything to do. Minus 29 degrees, perfect day for shooting, right? Especially if you're taking pictures of children.
Yeah.
No, but she was on a school break, and we wanted to do something fun. So we packed some snacks and made some hot chocolate, and I was like, let's go for an adventure. I felt like Frodo.
Yeah.
And so she has so many clothes underneath, and she was in the car, which was warm, until I was ready, and she came out. We took on the clothes, and we took a few pictures, and she went back to the car. So that was it. It was quick. Like, you have to be quick, and it was only minus 16 Celsius degrees. I checked in the car before we got out. So that's normal winter temperatures for us. So it wasn't too bad. It went really well. But sorry?
Yeah, no. Continue.
It's just we have this beautiful light at the moment. When we took this picture, the sun had already set, because that wasn't the plan, but we were a bit slow. And yes, so it was a bit dark. They were of the ISO 500, and I think it's shot on 150 millimeters. I really love when you get a good compression, and it also makes it easier, I find, to edit. Like if you have a really good compression in the image, like this soft background, it feels like you can do so much more.
Yeah, I think I love this image, and I love the, what you call it, the jacket, the
coat.
The coat, of course, the coat. It's so beautiful, and it's perfect to use this kind of clothes in the winter, because it's beautiful and it's warm, and she can have layers underneath. So I don't think she was that cold.
No, she wasn't cold at all.
Yeah, but when you hear like it's minus 29 and we took pictures outside, it's like, what?
Yeah. And I find that, when it's winter, when I see people or like winter edits, a lot of people, they kind of do a similar edit. They edit in a similar way as they would do the rest of the year. But when it's winter, like you have pale skin, like if you already have pale skin, you have even paler skin in the winter. So if you're editing skin tones, you have to be really careful when it's winter. And also it's cold, which brings out redness and actually a bit more blue in the skin. So I feel like I always pay extra attention to skin colors. And this is, it's so normal. Like the pictures, I think people try to get rid of the red color, but it almost makes the skin look a bit lifeless. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks like it's grayer if you take
gray.
Away.
Yeah. So I feel like that's something I put extra attention to. when I edit winter photos, winter portraits. It's the skin tones. And then, I mean, the coat was red-brown already. And the nature was, even though it looks a bit purple, I just love the combination blue and red. It's just my favorite.
Yeah,
and it was already dark,
lovely.
so
yeah. But I love the blue tone that you. I think that purple one in the original photo, it's kind of not boring, but I love that blue and together with the red coat. It makes her pop so much more. And the blue tone also makes it look a bit colder, which I like in this photo. In winter photos in general, I like the blue tone, which make it looks colder, and you can like feel how cold it was outside.
Yeah, it almost kind of emphasizes the contrast between, you know, being a living human being. You are warm, you flesh and blood, and the surrounding. It makes you almost a bit more humble. Like we're really exposed. If the car broke down or something, you need to have a plan B, and you need like we can't go driving somewhere without warm clothes in the car in case something happens, because it's like the distances where I live, they're long, so you need to have a plan B. And I always feel like winter reminds me of the fact how, you know, how small we are. People, well, human, we kind of want to think that we rule the world, but the winter always, we don't. Yeah. We destroy the world, but we don't rule it. But winter always humbles me in a sense, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, and I visited you, and I think, the next photo is from when I visited you, and this is nothing like the winters we get in southern Sweden. This is completely different, and if I remember right, I think it was minus 40 degrees when I landed. Wasn't it like one of the coldest nights? Yeah, it was insane. It was so cold. Yeah, and you were allergic to the cold as well.
Yeah.
Not like, I can't stand the cold. Like you get issues with the cold, right?
Yeah. My hands and feet, like they get white, and I can't feel them. Even if I'm warm in the rest of the body, I get white fingers and toes, and it takes
welcome to
hours
Lapland. Minus 40.
And we were doing a workshop. So this is actually from the workshop we were doing. And it was not minus 40, it was minus 20, 25, something like that. Still really cold, of
cold
course.
Enough.
Yeah. But so beautiful. We don't get like this much snow where I live, and especially not like the trees covered in snow like this. It's like coming to into a movie or a completely different setting. It's surreal to visit you in the winter. It's just magical.
It's like a fairy tale. But to be honest, we haven't had those snow-covered trees in 2 years because of climate changes. It's been raining every winter, which it has happened. Like if you look back in the history, it has happened that it has been raining, but for the last winter, it was 3 weeks minus degrees, and then it was plus degrees. So it was raining for 1-2 weeks, and it takes month for the snow to build up on the trees. So if you have rain, you know, every 3 or 4 weeks, it kills it. So we haven't had this. It makes me a bit nostalgic.
Yeah.
Come
that's
back.
So sad. Yeah, that's so sad. But I'm so grateful that we got this beautiful snow-covered trees and like no wind, beautiful sunset. So
it was a perfect day.
Yeah, it was magical.
Yeah.
And this is, I think the sun just had set, and it was this
perfect
kind of pink, pink in the sky. And this is your moon lamp that we used. It died after like 5 minutes because it was so cold. But we got some saw photos, and it was like you barely have to edit. It was magical. But I think one thing that I like to do is get rid of the tracks in the snow.
Yeah.
Because it looks kind of messy if you have the tracks where you have been walking.
It's very distracting, isn't it?
Yeah, and we were so many in the workshop, so running back and forth trying to get the right angle.
We had 2 stations, so it was like one shooting going on here with you and then another one with me on the other side. So it was like people were running back and forth, which they should, like that was the whole purpose of it.
Yes. But you got tracks in the snow. So to get rid of that and to make the moon lamp glow a bit more and just add a bit more pink. And I think that's it. It was like perfect already. And I can't wait to visit you next time because
I think
hopefully
it's you who we'll have these trees.
Yeah.
I think it's you because we've had 2 workshops here where I live in Lapland, and both times, like both days, the conditions they were absolutely perfect.
It's insane.
It's insane. Like the snow, the temperatures, the sun, the horizon, the everything. It was just so. Yeah, you have to come back. Let's do it again.
Yeah, I have to come back.
Yeah.
Is this from the same forest or no? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. So this is what the trees have been. I mean, it's still like Narnia. It's still a fairy tale, but this is the best, the most snow we've had on the trees the last winter and so far this winter, and no, the winter before that was good. So yeah, last winter and this winter, this is like the most snow we've had because of it's been raining. It was raining between Christmas and New Year's. Oh, it's so sad. And plus degrees is fine, and wind could be fine, but the rain and wind it's a killer.
Yeah, that's so sad.
I remember when I took this picture, it was so cold outside. It wasn't like if you were looking at the temperature like at the thermometer, it wasn't that cold, but the humidity was through the roof, so it was really humid outside. And it was windy, so my plan wasn't to shoot here in the middle of the forest because the light isn't perfect, especially if you're shooting this is taken in blue hour, and it was cloudy. So to shoot blue hour and cloudy is not a good beginning. And then add to shoot in the forest in blue hour and it's cloudy outside. That's like not a good combination. So that's why I'm using the torch to just get a little bit of direction of the light and some more light on the face and the clothes. But it was so cold. And even though I found shelter-ish between the trees, I mean, the trees are humongous and you have the slope and everything behind the trees, but it was still so cold. So I remember I was running, I can't remember, but I think it's like 200 millimeters. So it's quite far from the camera. So I think just outside of the picture, I have like a beanie, like a hat and my jacket. But I was running back and forth and, trying to set the focus on, because it's a self-portrait. And then the torch, like trying to light that one. It was like probably lit for a few seconds and then it died again. But in the image, I just wanted, I love blue tones when it comes to winter, as you've seen.
Yeah.
And I just wanted the person, myself, to be a bit more separated because it feels like I'm almost disappearing into the picture. The only thing in the first picture, the only thing that stands out is the fire.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the purpose. I felt very disappointed when I got home. I was like, and then I thought, okay, let's see what I can do when I edit it. So yeah, I think skin tones and blue colors.
Yeah, you really like pop out more in the edited one. And Yeah, it's like you said, you like melt away into the background in the original photo in some way.
Camouflaged.
Yeah. It's beautiful. And I think you just like added a little bit of light around the torch, the fire. And you don't need to do much to like make it pop and make it like softer in a way.
Mm-hmm. No, I like to. I've noticed when people start to take pictures with fire, they don't think about the shutter speed. They only use the shutter speed to expose. So they're using the aperture to get the depth of field that they want and for the subject, and then they use the focal length to get the look that they want, and then ISO and shutter speed is just for exposure, like to get the right exposure. But when it comes to fire, it's a movement. And if you're using really fast shutter speeds, then it will be very pointy. It's not so romantic, or it's just, I just prefer the look of fire if you can get the movement, which is difficult if it's windy outside. Because then the dress will be, you will have to stand really still, which works if you're on your own. But also, like you have seen as well, like when we've been doing the workshops with the fire, how big a difference, like you almost need to do the burst when you're shooting fire, because it's like a millisecond between the picture. You will have completely different shadows in the face. Like the shape of the face will look completely different if you're shooting with fire.
Yeah, that's crazy because it's moving around just a little bit
so
and
fast.
It changes so much in your face.
It's like flickering. Yeah, so I was lucky that I got a decent light on one of the pictures, because it's more difficult when you're doing self-portraits, I would say.
Yeah,
with
everything
fire.
is more different. It's and I think this is also a self-portrait of yours.
Yeah, it was foggy. It was cold. I actually have the same clothes on here. It's a different day, but it's same clothes on. And it was so cold outside because it was foggy and minus whatever and windy. Like you can see the wind in my hair. So this is basically a few steps away from the road, because I couldn't bear the cold much longer than that. But it was beautiful outside.
Yeah, it's really beautiful, but it looks so cold because you have bare skin on your neck. But a lovely edit when you get this like it's darker around and bluer, and you get the focus on you. It's I think it's really magical.
Thank you. I just to show again blue, I tend to edit a lot in blue, actually.
Yeah,
and
me
think
too.
Of the skin
it's
tones.
like blue is like cold. It's representing cold.
Yeah. Maybe that's also why I love winter portraits.
Yeah,
this is beautiful.
So this is southern Sweden winter. This is when we get much snow in southern Sweden. It looks like this. And I was so happy we got so it would like cover the road. So I had to head out and put a red dress on, because I think red and blue is really nice together. And this this edit is, like you said, I like to have blue in my winter edits because it brings out the cold. It doesn't look that cold in the original photo, and I when I took it, I could have had another white balance, but I didn't. I think it's like on auto white balance or something. And I like to add this blue tone when I got home, because it really makes the snow pop a bit more, and it just looks colder and it looks more like winter. In the original, it looks kind of boring, I think.
It's still a beautiful picture. I think when you like the background is so gray and you have the red pop, like that could be a good look as well. But yeah. I'm like you. When it comes to winter pictures, I like the blue. Definitely.
Yeah. And I don't really know what else to say. It's just blue is the way to go in my winter edits. If I'm not up visiting you, then it's like I don't really need to edit because you have like the perfect conditions.
Sometimes, not always.
Yeah. But I think that's like my tip. It's add blue and everything will look more like winter or look colder. If it's not taken in Lapland where you live. Magical.
Yes, this is the way I like the forest in winter. And this is Olivia. She was part of, again, another workshop that we hosted here in Lapland, Swedish Lapland. And I just felt the need to add this one because the other edits, they were so similar that I brought to this episode. I was like, all right, I need to show something different. And I always feel like, so my preference is not to shoot in golden hour. And if I do, I want to shoot the other way, not backlit towards the sun to get like the sun flares and stuff. That's beautiful too. But my favorite is to shoot the other direction, because then you can see, I can never remember if it's dusk or dawn. One of them. When it's like slowly creeping across the sky, you can see how the darkness is kind of coming, and you have these beautiful blue and purple and pink colors. So those are and this is also special too. This is not the kind of winter photos that you would get in February or March. This is like midwinter, so December and January is usually the go-to for these colors and this kind of light. So yeah, I could have gone blue here as well, or even purple.
Yeah,
but I decided to go for a bit more pink this time, which is,
I love it.
A bit rare for me, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so magical. And I think we have said it before in another episode that when you take photos in like blue hour or just when the sun has set, you often like take pictures towards the sun or like golden hour, and you focus on the sun. Yeah, but take a look behind you, because that's where the colors are in the sky. It's just amazing colors. I love it.
And if you're shooting backlit, you don't get the same kind of colors. Like, you can have the same colors on the environment and you can have the same colors of the clothes, but in camera you won't capture the same colors as if you turn and shoot with the light. I love it when you can see the direction of light and when the subject and the background is kind of evenly lit. So you have the same light on the subject and the background. It's just, I just love it because it's like, it's so soft and creamy, and it's so easy to emphasize just the shadows and the highlights and make it feel a bit more like a painting. It's if I could choose, this is what I would always shoot.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, I have to go back. That's one thing for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah. Okay, so how to summarize the before and after winter edition?
I think my greatest tips would be really, really cautious about skin tones. And it can be difficult to actually see when you are editing. So I would probably try to mask with, like in Photoshop, you can mask everything so everything else looks red. Then, because you kind of get colorblind if you keep on editing for a while. But if you mask everything else in a different color, like a warm color, then you will immediately see. It's so much easier to see if the skin tones are a bit off, because that's, you can't always see it. And I'm not saying that warm skin tones is everyone's cup of tea, because some people like to edit skin tones in a different way, and that's also completely fine. But just be really cautious and don't edit your pictures exactly like you would if it's a summer picture, because you're a bit more pale when you haven't seen the sun for a while. It's cold, it will bring out the red and the blue and just make you look a bit more dead.
Yeah. Yeah, you look dead if you're not watching out on the skin tones. Been there, done that. And you get
it's so easy.
As you said, you get kind of blind to it. So I have edited and I was pleased, and then I opened it up like a few days later and I was like, oh my god, I look completely dead in this photo.
Yeah, and also it's like if you don't search for it, it's easy to miss. Yeah. But it's like when you start to notice skin colors in winter pictures, it's like you can't stop seeing it. It's just look out for that. Yeah, and also as we both do, add blue to your pictures and it will look much colder and look a lot more like winter, I think. So yeah, I think that's the way to go. Blue and skin tones. Blue and skin tones.
Around. Yeah, and play around.
Yeah, do it in a different way. It's like a lot of photographers are struggling when the season is changing, because then your feed on Instagram will change. And, it's like a lot of photographers are like, oh, no, like the contrast. And the contrast, especially if you have snow, is so big. Like the contrast in your feed, or the kind of style and edits and pictures that you take between green and, orange, say autumn and summer, it's not as big as when you go from autumn to white.
To winter,
Yeah.
Yes.
So have fun and play around and watch out for those skin tones.
Exactly. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.